These two teams have been flying so high with wins and crazy highlights and juice alike. Now these two teams clash on a Sunday afternoon in beautiful yet chilly Minnesota. As the clocks change, one of these teams will truly feel like men on the moon in the playoffs. Well, we take a look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. A quarterback who is described as an elder statesman and the leader of men, Ben Roethlisberger, highlighted by two of the most dangerous toys in the game, Antonio Brown, the speedster, and Le'Veon Bell. Probably as slippery as the greased-up deaf guy from Family Guy. Over on the Vikings, they had some equally powerful weapons as well. Teddy Bridgewater, the quarterback that pretends he's Michael Vick, followed by people like the All-Pro Adrian Peterson, and oh yeah, the guy who made the Minneapolis Miracle possible, Stephon Diggs. However, when these two teams met in the last tournament, things didn't go out so well, with the Steelers decimating the Minnesota Vikings on a Sunday in December. Now, it's a rematch, and these two teams are hoping to end up on the moon. Steelers, Vikings. Coming up next on CBS.
Into a high place. Prepared for the equinox, infinite possibilities, eating with the astronauts. Yeah, I hide my secrets in the sun, that way nobody ever looks directly into what I was.
So the uniform preview for this afternoon's game will be the Steelers in their Color Rush threads. Sorry, the Vikings, I'm sorry. The Vikings will be in their Color Rush threads for the first time this year. And Pittsburgh will be in their Road Whites. So both teams coming with a lot on the line. Pittsburgh currently sits at the third seed right now in the playoffs, as the Indianapolis and Denver game is going on. That game is actually fairly good. They're both tied up in the second quarter as of right as they just started the second quarter.
Welcome everybody alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. We've got a great one in store for you here. And Charles,
as they look at the sidelines, Austin Hill trying to get his team ready. Bridgewater, the quarterback, get his team ready.
Is there going to be a mistake that changes things?
As inside the dome, the Vikings have won the toss. Chris Boswell ready to kick this one off. We are underway from Minnesota. As Shrells will take it out. Dupree shoots up the middle to try to, because he assumed Strauss is going to come that side. We got absolutely blasted at the 25. As Teddy Bridgewater heads out at the 25, looking on the sideline view this afternoon.
That's why Teddy Bridgewater has a chance to be a top quarterback in the league.
First down 10 from the 25. Stephon to it. Oh, they're going play fake as Bridgewater overthrew that big time. Incomplete.
Here's the offense, and when you talk about this offense, you certainly have to talk about all day the Adrian.
As we look at the Vikings offensive starting line this afternoon. Adrian Peterson is the player we're going to be watching today. You want to know why? Pretty simple. He is not as elusive as Le'Veon Bell per se, but he can go for some big yards. If you miss him on coverage, he can go for some big yards. As Bridgewater nearly gets clobbered by Moats. He got really lucky because he ran full speed at him. If we can get another replay here. As no one's coming in. So you see, Moats is the player we're highlighting here. Number 55, he's on the edge. He's the edge rush. So he comes in. The tight end, he runs his route. I figured he's going to pick him up. If he was just a smidge closer, he could have been dropped. But then a big whiff on the Vikings, on the party of the Steelers, leads to a near conversion for the Minnesota Vikings. As Peterson gets pushed back, does not get the first. He's probably maybe a few inches short. And let's see what the chain gang says. William Gay was there on the stop.
I was up so high, looking down at the sky. Don't let me fall. I was shooting.
As they are forced to a 3-and-out with number 18, Locke. Area punt. Let's see what the speedster Antonio Brown's going to do. Locke will put it up, and Antonio Brown will be there to pick it up. And wow. Kind of an odd design choice there. As out comes the Steeler offense for the first time. Ever since their rough 0-3 start and their victory against Houston, the Steelers have only lost one game in that stretch, and now it's to the Denver Broncos.
Lining up 1st and 10.
1st and 10.
Quick drop this time.
Quick drop. Waiting for a man. Steps in the pocket. Strikes Wheaton at the end zone. Bang. Touchdown. Pittsburgh. Mike Zimmer's on the sideline like, did he really just do that? Oh, he just did that. Here we go for the PAT here with probably the world's quickest score. Gradowski, place kicker. And let's look at the drive summary. A 69-yard bomb to Marcus Wheaton that took 8 seconds. That's the theme with this Pittsburgh offense, is you're going to have to really control their bombs that they lay in the end zone. Dupree got Olsen with a big hit on Shrellis.
So 1st and 10.
1st and 10. Defensive audible. Stephon to it. And Mitchell brings him down. Tries to bring him down. Hayward brings him down for probably a small gain.
Craig Ironhead Hayward, who was a running back. I think Cameron decided he'd rather hit people than be hit.
And it's a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7 from the Vikings 19. As wow, big mistake. AP explodes for a huge gain.
You really don't know why I'm here. I guess I'm just here for the ride. I swear it feels like I'm dreaming. It's vividly defined. Yeah. So call me whatever you want. Yeah. Tell me whatever you like. Yeah. But let's get one thing straight. You know my name, so I run.
that was going to be the biggest thing that they're going to have to control right there. But this Pittsburgh defense really needs to start zeroing in on AP because AP is dangerous and AP is scary. AP is the type of guy that would probably tear up a defense if he could with his bare hands. And with a belt, too. Rivers to Diggs for a nice little screen pass. Gain of about 6 that time.
Sometimes the safe read, the safe throw, that's what you need in that situation.
Update across the wire. The Denver Broncos just got scored on by the Indianapolis Colts on defense because of Dante Moncrief, who has really been going off so far. In fact, after the Broncos scored their opening touchdown, Andrew Luck connected with 2 different people. And another catch to Mr. Peterson and Shazier pushes him out of bounds at the 27. As soon as the Broncos scored in the Broncos-Colts game, remember the Broncos are undefeated, looking to go 10-0 for the first time since 1998. Last time they did that, they won 4 more, lost 2, and went on to win Super Bowl 33 with John Elway. They're looking to do just that with another quarterback that is named number 7.
And now after the catch, the offense with a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10 from the 27.
And they'll go play action.
As Bridgewater just throws it back to the ground. So, 2nd down and 10 from the 27-yard line. They're in a nickel formation. Bridgewater drops in the gun. Throws left side. Incomplete. Dupree was there on the hit.
Whether they deserve credit or not, the defense is going to take credit for that incompletion because it always feels good when you slow down an offense.
Third and 10.
Incomplete pass on 2nd down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on 3rd. The defense here in a dime look.
The 27. They're in the dime.
They'll operate from the gun.
Bridgewater in the gun. And he gets hit. And Thomas gets it, but they threw it out of bounds. And that's going to be 4th and... He throws it deep. So now they're going to go 7-3. See what Blair Walsh is going to do here. Unfortunately, he's pretty suspect in terms of kicks. This time he was not. It was laser in the middle with 3 points. Laser hit right there for Blair Walsh. Tucson back deep. All right, Marcus Wheaton had that 69-yard bomb earlier. As Wheaton tries to find a crease. There's a flag is on the field. And this one probably is coming back. It looks like it's probably on Golson by the looks of it. And yeah, Senquez Golson. First and 10 from the 20.
And on first down.
Bell looking for an opening. He's got space. Misses several tackles. Nobody can get him. He's going to cut to the right. Touchdown, Steelers. Oh my goodness. I think the Steelers are coming to play.
But how about the blocks that were set up? How about the vision and finding those openings and getting to the end zone?
Those openings that Le'Veon Bell is notorious for exposing. That's why you bring your A game when you cover guys like Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, Adrian Peterson, because they can destroy a defense fast.
And now the point after.
Boswell adds on the PAT, so the Steelers will take a 11-point lead here.
In the kickoff team, they all appear set.
Boswell will kick it off again. We'll send it deep to Schwells. There's Golson. Hits him at the 19.
First and 10.
First and 10. As Bridgewater hands off to Adrian Peterson, who gets a gain of 2.
As this game continues, the offensive line has to do a better job of creating space for the running back.
So, second and 8. Of the 22.
Second down at 8.
2 tight ends set. Another handoff to Adrian Peterson. He gets a gain of 4. So they're 0-2 on third downs. They're going to run again to Adrian Peterson, who loses a couple yards. Fourth down and about 6. One quarter in the books today here in Minnesota. As so far it's been the Steelers striking major bombs and ripping Vikings secondary's new holes. And the Vikings saying we could do it too, but the Steelers ripping much bigger holes. Thanks to that man right there that you see on the screen, Le'Veon Bell. So, back here at US Bank Stadium, little after 3 o'clock Eastern, as we've begun the second quarter. Vikings being forced to a 3-and-out. Lock. I'm going to punt this one in the air. Puts it up. Antonio Brown. Return it. Looking for some room. Still on his feet. And a pretty solid gain by Antonio Brown.
line set on first down. He's barking out some instructions.
First and 10. Roethlisberger dropped as he throws, and that one's batted away. There's Kendrick. Those are on the stop.
Just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it, just move on to the next play.
Second down following the incompletion.
Second down and 10.
And on this play, the defense is going with the
Roethlisberger hands it to Le'Veon Bell. And Vikings were in quarters as that one goes backwards.
So following the run, we'll see what they do here on third down.
As third and 11.
So everybody split out wide, the QB by himself.
Empty set for Roethlisberger and the Steelers. Firing it, going for it all over Antonio Brown with a monster catch.
Sometimes the offense just makes a great play. How about that pass and catch? But the defender never gave up on the play and prevented a touchdown.
Playing a solid game there. The Steelers are coming out faster than Antonio Brown's Porsche right now. Bringing big bombs, 8-second drives, short, quick plays. I'm sure the defense is probably hating Roethlisberger right now. As Le'Veon Bell gets 2 yards there on the play.
Trying to keep my toes in froze. Now I'm in your house, now I'm in your stove. Now I'm everywhere that you are. Everything I seen was a dream, it's the moment ago.
Maybe 99 yards in order to score.
Second down and 4. Definitely a good point. Pittsburgh could be taking a page out of Shanahan's book as Roethlisberger scrambles in for the Steelers touchdown. This could get out of hand.
And that score gives them a little more separation in a bigger lead.
A little more of a comfort zone now. They can do more things defensively, maybe take a few more gambles as they try to continue to extend their lead.
And they're just going to go for
Try to continue. Look at that. They're going to. Oh, yeah. Boswell just split the uprights for a PAT. Good old Ben Roethlisberger.
And we are teed up and ready.
He's assaulting the Vikings defense without consent right now. And I'm being sued by feminists. Trellis in the end zone. Takes it out. To the 17, just about. By Mr. Trellis. The update here, the Week 15 Colts-Seahawks game. There will be 2 Friday games, and the rest of them will be on Saturday. The Colts-Seahawks game will be at 5 Eastern on CBS, and Broncos-Saints will be over on on ABC. Sorry, NBC with Tom Hammond on the call for that one. As Bridgewater gets pounded. But Adrian Peterson gets 5 yards.
That was not a completion that resulted in a highlight video. But at the same time, if you have those kind of completions all game long,
Off the blocks, it's on the run. Bridgewater got pounded there. Really should have got him off quicker. So, Second down and 5.
Play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. A little motion now from the tight end. To the ground. Up the middle he goes, and it's a pickup of 4.
It's a gain of 4 that time for Adrian Peterson.
That's a body blow type of a run. The type of run that if you keep getting
Just a moment ago, eyes up so high, looking down at the sky. Don't let me
Saw again there for Mr. Peterson.
I was shooting for stars on a Saturday night. They say what goes.
Third down now following the run.
The Vikings have not converted at all on third downs today.
And it looks like this will likely be the last play before
As
we get the 2-minute warning.
until now, nope. They didn't even convert that time. As the Vikings reached the 2-minute warning without a first down this afternoon. Again, the Steelers are really cranking up the wick on these guys, showing that they actually, to common criticism, that they play down to their competition, which they do not. Okay, the Denver game, maybe. We were expecting now to be a pretty high-scoring affair. Unfortunately, it was a defensive battle until Dylan Murray made the Steelers' defense look stupid. The defensive coach for the Steelers was not happy after that. Made the defense do a lot of drills the Monday after the Denver game back in September. Murray. Oh, Roethlisberger gets clobbered. Well, that was interesting.
So the sack on first
Second down and 20.
Defense, and now it's second down. And the defense
From
coming out this time
the-
in the nickel. And the QB's calling something out.
Roethlisberger barely had time to get that clock off. And he's going to go. And he got pounded. And Roethlisberger can actually rush. When people first took a look at Roethlisberger, they mostly looked at his big frame, and they assume it's going to be, the big one, that frame that stays in the pocket, doesn't take a hit easily like other quarterbacks. He can also scramble, too. As seen the Panthers game in 2018, as Darius Hayward-Bay gets a pretty solid game there.
Don't let me fall. Don't let me fall. They say what goes up must come down, but don't let me fall. Don't let me fall. 'Cause I'm gliding up there, oh so very high. If the clouds were to drop me, then I fall out the sky. I don't really know why I'm here. I guess I'm just here for the ride. I swear it feels like.
So this will be the last play before the half, or not. Well, we take a look at some halftime highlights. There's plenty of them from Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Explosinator Bell gouges the defense for an 80-yard rush to give the Steelers a 14-3 lead. Big Ben Roethlisberger is going to throw a huge dot to Marcus Wheaton on the very first drive of the game for Pittsburgh. Ben Roethlisberger dropping way back in the pocket to connect with Antonio Brown. Big Ben Roethlisberger ducking out of the pocket to connect with Darius Hayward-Bay.
Getting set for half number 2. Let's take a quick look at the numbers for the first half.
As you look at the halftime stats, it's been the Pittsburgh Steelers show. Safe to say that. And the Steelers could have an opportunity to pour it on in the second half. Marcus Wheaton there to receive. He gets brought down at the 26. Pretty ugly hit. Wow, Pittsburgh is over 200 yards in this game. So 1st and 10. Connects on tries to connect with AB, but that one almost gets picked off. It was Newman. It was almost there with the interception. Vikings still smarting from their Monday night massacre in New England. Hopefully, they really need to think of something to stop the Steelers' offense. And that something is not this, as Le'Veon Bell gets a pretty nasty gain and gets them to the 42, as they have 113 rushing yards this afternoon.
So the run moves the chains, and here we
and the Pittsburgh assault begins.
And a nickelback on the field for the D. Snap comes
Gets
back.
a snap off. Roethlisberger to AB. And he gets a gain of 9. Xavier Rhodes is out of the stop.
Parachute that they can make for this. Cause I put my pain, my heart, my soul, my faith in this. Does anyone feel like how I feel? Then you can relate to this. I displays of this. Maybe roll one up, then take a hit. Close to the clip.
Trickery? Let's throw some trickery in here, shall we? 2nd down and 1. Antonio Brown cuts to the right, gets the first. That is his first carry of the game. And it goes for 2.
So the run gets him the first, and now they operate.
1st and 10 at the Minnesota 48. Roethlisberger to Bell. Sheds 1. Sheds 2. There's a flag in the play. Can he get to the end zone? They call it a touchdown on the PA system. Let's look at what happened. This one's coming back. Yeah, you'd be stupid to decline that. Put your team in a bigger hole than you already have. 1st down and 10 from the Minnesota 47. Le'Veon Bell trying to stiff a guy as he goes down at the 47. Didn't go anywhere that time.
In this case, the back is the one delivering the blow. Break you through the first contact.
2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. Yelling some things out here to the
Drops back. Roethlisberger fires. AB wide open. And he's going to try to go. And he is down at the 11-yard line.
And Nineveh. They're not.
Before every game, the receivers envision themselves making big plays, catches, long runs. Well, it just happened there. But sometimes when you look at the big board and you slow your feet down.
Solid gain there by Mr. Antonio Brown. that time. So far, the Steelers are taking the Vikings' defense and secondary and treating it like wet cardboard. Antonio Brown, no touchdowns, 88 yards, 3 receptions. Play clock running out. Roethlisberger trying to buy some time. Throws to Wheaton for the Steelers touchdown. This is getting out of hand.
Targeted when you need it. I know that wasn't him on the field, but I see that number 10 running around right now, creating those types of plays. These guys today are getting
pretty much. I see Michael Vick personally because yikes. Fun fact: Michael Vick actually was a backup for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Actually played a couple games when Ben Roethlisberger got hurt in 2015.
Now the extra point kick is good.
Ben Roethlisberger could possibly reach the heavy record for most yards thrown in a Madden game, 17 game this year. Obviously, only surpassed by the Denver Broncos and quarterback Dylan Norway in the Rams game.
He's going to try and return this one from the end zone.
Had a look at the rushing there on the play. There's a flag. Cordell Patterson. Looks like he was in trouble there. And I try to pin him deep.
Very tough spot here for the
Pittsburgh has just eclipsed 300 total yards in this game. 300 pass, 300 rush. Bridgewater tries to go to Adrian Peterson but gets smashed for a gain of 2.
The moment ago, I was up so high, looking down at the sky. Don't let me fall. I was shooting.
Second down following the run.
Second down and 8. Following that little 2-yard jaunt, Bridgewater in the shotgun. Checks it to Johnson. He gets blown up by Gay at the 19. I probably could have made a really bad joke. But I'm going to take the high road here. I could have made a really, really bad joke. Comment when you expect it.
Don't let me fall. Don't let me fall.
So, 1st and 10.
Now after the catch, the offense with a fresh set of downs. And some extra help in the defensive secondary here as they drop into the dime. Takes a snap.
Bridgewater, the gun. Treadwell gets blown up, and that looked like it hurt. I'm surprised no players get knocked out in the Madden games. And like knocked out, I mean knocked unconscious like a hospital pass. You know.
Charles and I might be searching for earlier points here. This game is lopsided. Fourth quarter, though, still to come.
In a word, this game has been lopsided with a 25-point lead, 28-3. And it's been the Pittsburgh Steelers show pretty much ever since
to be honest, this one a little bit of a laugher, very lopsided game.
The game started. So, hey, at least this Monday night, we're going to make some Madden history with the first round-robin Madden game to be taking place over in Mexico City.
The defense here in a dime look. The tight end changing his
Coverage is same as before. Monday night countdown begins at 7 and transfers to ABC at 8.
Left it short, and it's incomplete.
And the game will kick off at 9 for Mexico City.
So very high if the clouds were to drop me, then I fall out the sky. I don't really know.
Third down here for the
So,
offense.
3rd and 10.
Incomplete pass.
After the incomplete pass, the Vikings have really not been terrors of the field. The Steelers have taken that role. As it's a short throw, and they did not come close to converting. As we have brought up 4th down. Ryan Shazier was there on the stop.
I guess I'm just here for the ride. I swear it feels like I'm dreaming. It's vividly defined. Yeah.
Put it to the right.
Now a punting situation after they completed the pass.
I bet you the
Shy of the line to gain.
3-and-out punting teams are really, really tired of having to clean up Bridgewater's mess. Brown will take it.
Brown to try and bring it back.
And he gets taken out to 39.
On the play.
So at this point, you'd probably just run out the clock.
This drive with very good field position. And on 1st down.
Green providing some extra blocking on the right.
The give is to Bell. Looking for
Le'Veon
some
Bell
space to the right.
looking for some space, and that'll be another touchdown.
Steelers.
That is touchdown number 3, I believe, for Le'Veon Bell.
Whatever you want, yeah, tell me whatever you like. And let's get one thing straight. You know my name, so I run this town when I'm on this mic. Yeah, so here I go, B.O.B., by the rain. I don't know, beat I know, but I know that I flow. Rack them up,
Yeah,
rock them down.
you probably make a highlight reel of this game alone. By the way, an update from Indy. That game is currently going into overtime with a last-second buzzer beater 8-yard rush by C.J. Anderson. That game will go to overtime. And after this, if the Steelers score another touchdown, since this is a regional game, you will get coverage of this to the end. And if there is time early in the game, if the Steelers have the ball, we will take you out
The return here by Patterson.
to Indy for possible overtime for highlights, if that game is not over. First and 10 from the 33 for the Vikings. All they really can do is just throw and
And on 1st down.
throw. And yeah, throw.
Shotgun formation. This time
Go for the shotgun over the middle, incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're
Cold,
doing.
trying to keep my toes in froze. Now I'm in your house, now I'm in your soul, now I'm everywhere that you
Open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
2nd and 10.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage.
33.
2nd down and 10.
Kyle Rudolph to the right. Bridgewater drops and gets hit hard by William Gay.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not.
What a
catch the
hit by the corner. Now we take a look at some highlights. So watch 29 on Stephon Diggs. And he's got a pretty clear path to the quarterback. Pearson goes up, blindsides him. You normally see the big-bodied guys do that, like the guys in the line that do those big hits. But when you get a cornerback that just comes in and blows you up, like William Gay did to Teddy Bridgewater,
What do they say all the time?
It's
If he had really
demoralizing.
good hands, he could
Put it
play
lightly.
offense.
They're down in 10 from the 33.
Third down and 10. They'll operate from the gun.
Bridgewater drops,
Throws right side.
throwing for Mitchell, who picks it off. Steps out to 45.
Naturally, we're going to say it's a far pass, but the defensive guys say it's just a great play by them. They prepared
And
the
it
ball
gets
to the ball
uglier.
and gave some momentum to their team.
And uglier. So the Steelers get the ball back, forcing the first turnover. Hard to believe, considering the way Pittsburgh has played today. They came out big. Pretty much ever since those 0-3 losses, they've been trying to prove everybody wrong in terms of playing up to their competition. These guys have been ready to play pretty much every game this year. Pittsburgh has had 350 total yards in this game. Actually, believe it or not, this is tied with the Broncos in terms of Madden 17 most yardage at this time. Of course, we're going to probably look at some stats here afterwards. Le'Veon Bell has been on fire today. The fullback, Joe Nix, shifting the position and continues to go. Le'Veon Bell has had 2 touchdowns, 162 yards, 9 rushes. He has gouged that Minnesota defense. And we have hit the 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning now.
Here in Minnesota. Next week for both of these teams, we'll look at the game schedules for them after this.
See if they stay on the ground for second down.
Le'Veon Bell up the middle, and he gets the first.
The way they're moving the ball on offense now, somewhere Coach Hank Stram is grinning. Just matriculating the ball down the field, boys.
And they're going to try the Wildcat here, as Roethlisberger is in the position of a receiver.
Some love it, some hate it. Here it is. It's a Wildcat look.
And Le'Veon Bell hates it. And he gouged Pittsburgh last week with a couple Wildcat touchdowns. And that obviously was a shot.
Second down following the
So,
run.
second down and 11, which probably wouldn't really matter that much.
The give is to Bell.
Le'Veon Bell spreading through, gets another touchdown for Pittsburgh. They keep on pouring it.
Well, you know this, Coach. He takes it all the way to the end each and every time, unless the chips fall.
Good job, Mike Tomlin. Well then, this ought to be an interesting handshake after this. In fact, there's actually a bit of a skirmish after last week's game in Cincinnati for Pittsburgh. Or a couple weeks ago.
In the kickoff team, they all appear set.
Boswell will kick it off. And Cordell Patterson will be there to return it.
He's tackled down at the 23, and the return stops there.
So, 1st and 10 from the 23.
And the wideouts jumbled together.
They're jumbled out. At this point, all you can do is throw it up.
Tries the left side. Two were there defensively, and it falls in.
And Cockrell will take the timeout.
The defense is going to take it, get together, and talk things over. And we're back, so the defense got a bit of a blow, and now Reddy's here for the next play. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store.
So, 2nd and 10
coming out this time
from the 23.
Catches the snap
Moats
out of the
goes
gun.
up. Bridgewater trying to throw it up for Thomas, who picks it off. Been the story of the game for Minnesota.
Definitely a situation where he wishes he had that pass back, but a nice play by the defender to pick it off.
The most points ever scored in a Madden 17 game this year was out in Los Angeles in the great big young QB score-off between Jared Goff and Tyrod Taylor, Rams-Bills game. Rams won 60-43 in that one. Hard to believe. So, that is the second turnover forced by Pittsburgh.
Getting set on first down. They'll hand it off
Le'Veon
to
Bell trying to go for some yards.
Tackle there by Sendejo. And the offense is going to hold this
They're
game
gonna
for a moment. They take a timeout.
Basically prolong the inevitable here. And update coming across the score wire. The Indianapolis Colts have done it. They have knocked off the last undefeated team, the Denver Broncos, with a huge, basically a play that was quite similar to what they ran earlier in the game between Andrew Luck and Dante Moncrief. It was a Brett Favre, Greg Jennings style play too. We just had an update from there coming across our wire. And the Texans-Bills game has also ended. Nix to block.
And a little bit of a crease to work with here. He'll go down at the 18. And a timeout on the field. This time it's the offense calling it.
As they burned their last timeout, pretty much prolonging the inevitable and proving that Mike Tomlin still can't manage a clock. Went up by 45
The offense takes the
or
timeout,
39.
and they are back out and ready to rock.
Three touchdowns for Le'Veon Bell. He probably could get four here.
And this looks to probably be the final play.
As Le'Veon Bell does not. And you can put the wrap on this one, folks. The Pittsburgh Steelers go to 6-4 on the year with a big win over the Vikings and another painful blowout for the Vikings. Which between those two games against the Pats and the Steelers today, they only scored 10 points. They had that late touchdown by Stephon Diggs and only that field goal early in the game today. So, coming up on CBS, we'll take you out to Los Angeles for the Rams and Saints. That game is cross-flex. Earlier today, we got to the LA Coliseum. Folks, is it the highlights? Pittsburgh Steelers have set a lot of records today. Actually beating the Denver Broncos in terms of game yards in this tournament. As you see the Vikings go to the locker room.
Just a moment ago, I was up so high, down at the sky, don't let me fall.
And we look at some stats here. Team stats. Total offense, 431, 243, 188. They're passing, so the Steelers have actually set a record. Well, they're technically second because the Rams had about 600 passing yards in the Rams-Bills game a couple weeks ago. So, wow. Vikings definitely kicked a lot. Final score from Minnesota, Steelers 42, Vikings 3. So again, after this, we'll take you out to the Superdome, where the New Orleans Saints are ready to take on the Los Angeles Rams on CBS. Gus Johnson and Randy Cross will be there on that one.